Now I have started the recorder. Okay, now I'll just write. I'll just teach you how we will first insert elements into an array. Okay, so see, suppose I write. Okay, suppose I write int a. Suppose I write int a3. Okay, suppose this is an array. Okay, then one way is to directly initialize the values at the time of declaration. Okay, one way is to directly initialize or give the values immediately at the time of declaration. So since this is a3, that means you can have a maximum of 3 elements here. Okay, you can have a maximum of 3 elements and a minimum of 0 elements. Okay, so let me just insert all the elements. Say I want to insert say 3 elements in the array a. So how will I write it? You have to write mention it in curly braces. Okay, say the first value is 4 comma 7, next is 8. Okay, so this is the array. Okay, so immediately when you initialize this array with these values 4 7 8, okay, what will happen is wait, okay, so this is my array a. Okay, and then wait, wait. Let me just mark the indexes. So this is 0 because I have 3 elements. So I will start the index from 0. Okay, 0, 1 and 2. Okay. So 0, 1, 2. These are my indexes for the 3 elements. Okay. And now immediately if I initialize this value, okay, this is my array list. These are the elements. So if I initialize it immediately at the time of declaration, then what happens is this is how my array will look like internally. Okay, this is how it will look like. Okay, 4 bytes for 4, 4 bytes for 7, and another 4 bytes for 8. Therefore my total array size here is 4 trees are 12 because I have 3 elements and each of size 4 bytes. So my total bytes occupied is 12 bytes. Okay, by array a3. Okay, but if you want to provide input at runtime, that is if you want to give input using scanf, okay, then we will do it in some other way. So let's see, you have already done loop structures, right? You have already done for loop, so we will make use of for loop for that. Okay, I'm just writing down. Okay, first we will try to reading values in an array. First we will learn how to read values into an array. Okay, suppose I have an array a10. Okay, I have an array a10. Now I want to read values into this. Okay, so how am I going to do it? We will make use of a for statement. I will take a counter I. Okay, what will I do? I will keep track of the indices. Okay, I will represent the indices. First, I will be at the 0th location. Okay, then once incremented, I will point out I will be 1. Next incremented, I will be 2. So every time the for loop is repeated, I will be incremented by 1 and I will represent this indexes, different indexes. Okay, so that is the reason we are taking I here. For I equal to 0, I less than 10 and I plus plus. So this is my counter. Okay, I'm taking A10. This is my array, not this. scanf percent d, I'll explain it, comma, and percent a I. Okay, so what does this mean now? You see, say this is my array, okay? This is A. Wait, let me minimize the size. Okay, this is my array A with, okay, which will be a list of 10 elements, will contain maximum of 10 elements. You can insert a maximum of 10 elements here, okay? 10 elements list. Then let me just mark the indices one by one. Okay, see, this is my array A, okay, and these are the indices from 0 to 9. Okay, that means 10 elements in this list. Now I haven't yet inserted the values. This part will do that task. Okay, this part that I have written here using for loop, that this is used to read values into this array. So how is it going to work? Let's see. I have taken I from 0. That means I will be representing the indices one at a time. Okay, first my I is 0. Okay. First my I is 0 because I have started the count from 0, okay, and I is less than 10. That means I will go till 9. Okay, so every time the for loop repeats, I will be incremented by 1. So first now I is here, then I will be this, I will be pointing towards this, then I will be pointing towards this, and so on. It will go on, traversing the list one after the other. Okay, initially I is at 0, so this is my ith location. Now first I have to insert the value for I equal to 0. That means when my I will be 0, I will be inserting a value here. Okay, that means in this location. So however written the scanf statement, it is just like you use the scanf for any ordinary variable, right? Percent D, because my value will be of integer type, and percent A, it's the same, just that you have to mention the index here, subscript. Okay, the subscript value, which is AI. So here now I'm representing these indices by I. Okay, and whatever the current value of, just wait, whatever my current value of I will be, okay, whatever my current value of I will be, accordingly we will be pointing towards that location, and we will be inserting value there. Okay, remember one thing, just understand the difference between I and AI. Okay, there are two things that I will be using. One is only I and the other is AI. So what are these? I is simply the index. Okay, I will be used to represent the indices, and AI means the element. Okay, AI means the array element that is present in the ith location. Okay, so if I is 0, then AI means what? A0. A0 means the, I'm talking about the value. Okay, just don't mix up both things. Okay, so if I is equal to 0, okay, if I is equal to 0, that means I'm talking about I is representing the indices. So if I equal to 0, then AI will be equal to what? A0. Okay, AI will be equal to A0. And what is A0? A0 means this value. That means I will be storing value here in this location. Okay, the next time I will be 1 after incremented. Then once incremented, once I becomes 1, then what will be ai becomes a1. That means now my I will be this. So I will be inserting value in a1. A1 means the second element. Here I am talking about the element. This is the element, and this is the index, or this is the location, you can say. Okay, I is representing the locations, and ai is representing the element. Okay, that I will be storing. Okay, so let's begin one after the other. Okay, so first starting with first I equal to 0. Okay, when my I will be 0, I will be the first this. Okay, I 0, I less than 10. Yes, because I is 0 now, I is less than 10. Yes, I is less than 9. So okay, fine. Now you get inside. Now you insert the first element using scanf. Okay, ampersand ai, ampersand of ai. That means ampersand ai means ampersand a0. That means which location? This. I will be storing value here. So you are to give some input here. So say your A0 is since 6. Okay, you have given a 6 here. Okay, fine. Now after this is done, what will happen? Next step is incrementing. So I will be incremented by 1. Now I becomes what? I becomes 1. So my now I jumps from here to here. This is I. I is 1 now. Okay, so now I is 1. I is less than 10. True. Get inside again. So now my I is 1. I equal to 1. So what will be ampersand A1? You give any value. Okay, ampersand of A1 means the address here. You have to give some value to this memory location now. Say next is your 2. Okay, so let it be 2. Next again, I equal to say 2. Okay, so every time I will be incremented. After 1 I will become 2. Then again check the condition, 2 less than 10. Yes, true. Again you get inside. Then percent A2. Okay, A2. So what will be A2? That means the third element now. Suppose you want to insert a 7 here. 7. Okay, so every time this is how you have to give input one after the other. Okay, for A0, A1, A2. So one by one you will have to give input to all the values. Finally your I will reach 9. Okay, I will reach 9. Now if I is 9, then what will be your, okay, ampersand A9. So now in ampersand A9, that means here. So suppose you have given values here like 1, okay, 5. You can have repeated values also, doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, 9, 3. Now you are here. Okay, ampersand A9. So here in A9, ampersand of A9, that means this location. So here you are to insert some value. Suppose you have inserted 14. Okay, so this will be 14. Okay, so here, so this is how we will be inserting values in the array. Okay, now this is how we read values. Is it clear till here? Reading of values, have you understood or not? We will be using only one
Yes,
scanf
ma'am.
statement. Yes, we will be using only one scanf statement, but to keep track of all the indices, we have to make you place it inside the for loop. Okay, so that we can, access all the locations in this list. We have to make use of the for loop. Is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. Next, we will now learn to write values or display values from the list. Okay, write or display values from the array list. Okay, so this is the list. Is that fine? Okay, now we will learn to write or display values from this list, okay, where we entered the values here. Is that fine? Okay. So here you see we will do the same thing. Okay, we will use the same technique. Difference will be, okay, difference will only be, of course, here the function will be different. See, we will write the same statements. If you can see, we have written the same statements here, okay? But just that we have to simply make use of the library function printf. That's it, and just remove the ampersand symbol, okay? Just as you do it in normal, whenever you print and display, try to display or print any value, okay? Any value for any ordinary variable, it's the same thing, okay? So here you see this part. Okay, just wait. Okay, now you see here.
প্রবলেম দিচ্ছে একবারে খোলে না ওখানে এমনি
Okay.
রিসোর্স আনঅ্যাভেলেবল করে আসে
Now, what does this mean? Again, the same thing, okay? For I equal to 0. Now, once your values are inserted in this list, now you want to access those values. You want to display those values. You want to check what values you have entered, okay? You simply want to display the values that you have entered using scanf. Is it fine? So, again, it will work the same way. So first your I will be 1. Of course, I'll start accessing the values from the first position. I equal to 0. Is it clear? Then we have what? If I equal to 0, I less than 10, of course, you come inside, then print the first element. Print the element A0. Okay, A0. So what is your A0th element? That means the first element, which is 6, right? So it will get, accordingly, it will get printed. Next, I will get incremented by 1. Now I becomes 1. Okay, now I is representing the second element in the list. So I equal to 1. So if I equal to 1, that means what is A1? What is A1? A1 is 2. So your next element will get displayed. Next, I equal to 3. I gets incremented by 1. I becomes 3. Okay, so AI, that means A3. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry, this has to be 2. A2. So what is your A2 element? That means now I is here. Okay, I'm just, this is your current at location. Okay, now I is 2. So what will be A2? A2 is 7. Next, again I is incremented by 1. I becomes 3. Okay, then A3. So what will be A3? A3 will be 1, and so on. So this is how you will go on accessing the elements one after the other. Okay, every time I will be incremented by 1, and I will point to the next memory location, and accordingly you will be accessing that value. Okay, finally I becomes 9. Okay, I becomes 9. What is in my 9th location, or what is my A9 element? It is 14, I guess. Yes, 14. So accordingly, okay, you will be accessing 14. Then your I will be incremented by 1. Again I becomes 10. But what is the condition? I has to be less than 10. Yes or no? I has to be less than 10. Therefore your, because due to because the condition will not be satisfied, you come out, and therefore that is the list that got displayed. Okay, so this is how you will be displaying you will get your values displayed on screen. This part, 6 2 7 1, so on till 14. Okay, so this part that I have written, this is the array declaration part. Okay, this is the part for reading values into an array, and then we have this segment to write or display values from the array list. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any confusion still here? I'll show it in the editor now if it is clear.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. I'll show it in the editor.
Just let me know if the screen is visible. You can go, let me know in the chat, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I already have one program done.
Okay, are you there? Anyone is there?
No, I don't have.
Let me know if I'm audible, if the screen is visible to you.
Okay. So I'll write the first program now, okay?
Please start the recording and then we start the discussion, okay? So I think today is 5th of 0501.
Okay, so first step will be your array declaration. Say my array is A, okay, and let the number of elements be 10 of type integer, okay. Next, okay, enter the elements into the array. We have given a message to the user to enter elements into the array. Now you will enter all the elements one by one, but for that you have to take a for loop first. I, because you are taking I now, either you can declare it here or you can declare it at the beginning here itself, okay. Better I declared in the beginning. I, okay, this is I. So I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. I'm doing the same thing here, okay?
So I hope
Personally,
you're aware of what basically table is, right? So
equal to
in your primary classes, you might have memorize something called the multiplication table, where
So
all
this part is true.
values were represented in a structured manner, right? So that's basically what tables are all about.
Reading values
Presenting the data in a structured manner.
into the
So
array. Okay.
same thing.
Next
So
part
basically,
will be
by now, whatever data we have, right? It looks like a tabular data.
displaying
Right, but
the values
basically
from the
one and use. But so Excel, just like
in the
Microsoft
array.
Word, also gives us an option where we can insert
Okay.
table. Okay, or we can represent the data that we have using the structure of
The
table.
array
Elements.
We're
going to see a few basic things, basic features of the
are
facilitated in Microsoft Excel. Okay. Let's start with the rules. So it says, okay, and if it's not clear, you can also go to a practice set where you see how you open a table and how you can prepare practice that you have in a table. Okay. So first thing first, the notes. It says a simple rectangular range of structured data is a table. We already discussed. So each row of a table corresponds to a single entity like a bank transaction, an invoice, a product, etc.
okay.
Right. So basically, whatever rows in whatever data represents structure. So if one row
Okay, the program is done.
a row
Okay, just go through it once. I did the array declaration part, then I have this part for reading values into the array, and this part for displaying the values that you have entered into the array. Okay, I'll save it.
So here we have an example also. Discuss in chapter 1.2, you want to create a table in a worksheet. Select the range of cells that you want to
Okay, enter the elements into the array. Because you have taken the array size to be 10, you have to enter all the elements. Suppose I'll be entering the elements now, one by one, 10 elements, okay? 5, 7, 2, 1, 7, 0, say 11, 14. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say
Luke was there.
9,
Okay, I know whether you let's just
10.
let's revisit those. Okay. So you can either from the home table, you can either with the table, or you can insert tables with the shortcut of the control.
Wait, huh?
Okay, so if the selected range contains the data element display as table headers, just select my table as headers, so the checkbox. So basically, you put particular
Just wait
checkbox
something.
for the table, and checkbox will appear, menu will appear when you have this particular checkbox, which indicates table has headers.
Or
So obviously,
just
if
wait.
there are headers in your table, you can use those headers, okay, for some specific purpose. For example, you can use those headers for sorting.
Something
you can
went
use
wrong.
them for
Just
filtering.
wait.
Okay, so if you feel that your table is a specific headers, you can just take this particular option. Okay. So table headers display default names if you do not select one. And okay, so obviously if you don't select the option, so take the default names of the headers. Okay. Default names can be changed by selecting a default header and having
Just
text
wait,
of your
huh?
choice. Okay. So once you do that, another part